2000 draft, 3rd round.
We do this every year.
I don't know about every year, but I really want to take it.
I mean, we've done it all. We've done it all.
I mean, but I haven't really.
I still go to sleep after I say my prayers at night. I apologize for not drafting Tom Brady.
Well, what happened in the draft room that makes you go Giovanni Carmazzi? I mean, was Walsh in there? Who's in there?
Yeah.
Who's in there? It's you, it's Walsh.
Terry Donahue, Marty Morningway, Greg Knapp, all of us.
You're all in there.
All the coaches, everyone.
Right.
Okay, so why don't you just roll tape from last year's podcast?
No, we didn't know. First of all, it's a show. We're the podcast. But other than that,
multi-platform.
Just saying, we're on Instagram Live now.
We're everywhere.
I'm going to have to give you a bit of a history lesson, okay?
Go for it.
We had a kid named Steve Young, all right?
I've heard of him.
Lefty, drove me nuts. I'd say, listen, Steve, in this offseason, go home and learn to throw with your right hand because I don't want to flip every play depending on who the quarterback is. Anyway, so he was an athletic guy. We're in the West Coast offense. You move him around and change launch point.
Yeah.
So previously we drafted a guy named Jim Druckenmiller from Virginia Tech. Big, strong guy, had a good-looking girlfriend.
Can't tell any of those stories, Mooch. Can't tell those.
Oh, so anyway.
What's her name?
Julie Cellini. I don't know. So, anyway.
Oh, my God.
But we learned.
My stomach just cramped. I'm laughing so hard.
We learned that he was a big, strong guy. It was like his workout day. He was pushing this tire over, and he was, like, lifting weights. Everything. But we loved him. Anyway, he was a drop back guy, right? And we learned that he's not going to be able to do the things we want to do with a movement package. That's what we like. That's how the 49ers make their hay. Mm-hmm. So we kind of started differentiating the drop back category and the athletic category, okay? Mm-hmm. Tom Brady, your guy from Michigan, was in the drop back category.
Yes, he was.
And we probably to this day, if you watch that show that I was on, you know what I mean, with the Brady 6.
Yes,
pretty good show.
It is.
Anyway, I mentioned that we put too much emphasis on the measurables, the 5.28 or whatever, the slowest 40 ever recorded by a quarterback in the combine. We put too much emphasis on that and put him in that category, all right? We didn't measure his heart or his spine or those kinds of things, right? But he wasn't even much of a consideration because he was in that bunch. We needed that. Plus, Steve Young's coming back. I was hoping Steve Young would be there another 10 years, man, so I could keep living in the Bay. And so... So anyway, long story short, Gio Carmazzi, not because he was Italian, Rich. He probably never been to the Pantheon, all right?
He went to Hofstra.
I know, but he was a Rhodes Scholar. He was the point guard on the basketball team. He was 4'7". He was 6'2". He was one of those guys that we say, well, he's an athletic guy. Mm-hmm. He doesn't have to play. We can mold him. I didn't know he was going to be a goat farmer. All right. And so we took him, and it was because he was in that bunch of quarterbacks that we liked as athletes that we could groom.
Yeah.
Didn't want to play him right away. I was hoping he'd never have to play because Steve Young was my guy.
So did you ever at any point in time have a quiet moment with Bill Walsh and go, man,
did you see Bill's interview after? He goes, he's the exact right guy. He's going to be great. He's going to be this because of this, this, and this.
But would you ever revisit the issue with Bill? That's a yes. You don't want to say?
All right, Mooch. Gio Carmazzi's career stats.
Don't let him off the hook.
Listen to me. They both started the same time in the Hall of Fame game. Mm-hmm. The Niners and the Patriots in the Hall of Fame.
So
game.
Brady and Carmazzi were on the same Canton field?
Yeah. Gio went in. And Gio's listening to this, I'm sure, all right, watching this.
TB12 might be out there, too.
And Gio had a rough start.
3 of 7, 19 yards.
But don't be just a stat guy because it was
there's heart in your spine.
But there was command in the huddle, all right? And Gio was struggling getting the plays out in the huddle. He was so nervous.
Right.
Poor kid was so nervous. And Tom went in the fourth quarter. Hell, he threw a touchdown pass. And I didn't expect Tom to be great. Nobody did at that time.
No, I understand.
No, but anyway,
what I'm saying to you is, have you ever, at any moment before he passed, had a chance to sit down with Bill Walsh and say, man, if we had only known at the time we were choosing between the GOAT and a goat farmer.
He wasn't the goat then, and he didn't farm yet.
We eventually, who knew at the time? Here's the goat, and here's a man who farmed goats. Did you ever have that conversation with Bill Walsh?
Goat in the conversation.
I know it's a slight difference at the end of the
They
day.
were both goats. One was the goat. One was a goat farmer.
Just blink once for yes, two for no. Did you ever say
I
it
don't
with
remember
Walsh?
that conversation. I do remember when Bill and I and everybody on board decided. See, we sent Gio. We sent him away.
We sent him away
to Europe.
to the goat farm.
No, farm. We sent him
What
to
about
Europe.
the pasture?
To Europe. No, pasture.
To NFL Europe or
See
whatever.
if he could kick Kurt Warner's butt. I don't know. but then he got hurt. He hurt
Okay.
his shoulder, man. Give him a break. He's a good kid.
I know.
It wasn't his fault. We just thought we could groom him.
Mooch, I apologize that we put you through this.
He got
every
hurt,
year.
Rich.
It's all
I'm
right.
sorry.
It's all good.
I'm sorry.
Every year. That's why I come here.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live or download the Rich Eisen Show app.